Welcome to Voices of the Writers. I'm your host, Adam Scull, bringing you a new dimension of poetry readings, songwriters, vignettes, and stories with music and sounds for the Eat, Sleep, Write podcast. Discover new writers. Learn about their huge body of work on Eat, Sleep, Write.
The Legend of Devil John. It was back in 1844 that he was born, deep in the mountains of Kentucky's Elkhorn. Growing up hard, he was long and lean. He learned to be fair, and he learned to be mean. He went to war just to have some fun. He was fast with the ladies, fast with the gun. Being an outlaw, it was hard to understand, but he answered the call and became a lawman. He kept the grapes of wrath growing upon the vine. He was the law of the hills and the lonesome pine. For over 100 years his legend lives on. He was the sum of all fears named Devil John. Now he had a friendship no one understood at all with the Cumberland terror named Bad Talt Hall. While bringing others to justice with Talt, he never flinched. Though like brothers, he couldn't help when Tall was lynched. Though as a murderous outlaw, Bad Talt was renowned, John buried his badge with him in the dark and bloody ground. His years of burning to be a lawman were no longer fired. Having no more yearning, Devil John had simply retired. At the century's turn, a new terror gripped the land. Good people were being killed by the Ku Klux Klan. They'd been better off calling wrath down from above when they murdered a woman Devil John loved. Though now an old Southern warrior, and that's a fact, with his Colts and a new badge, Devil John was back. Masked with hoods, the night riders rained terror just for fun. But old Devil John was going to see mountain justice done. Well, Devil John formed a posse from old friends and kin, and they built a wooden gauntlet on a road to box the Klan in. The men waited in ambush, and some were filled with fright when the robed riders with torches passed by them that night. For the outlaws to tear down the trap was too much of a load. When they backtracked, Devil John's men had blocked the road. The Klan raised their guns. It was the only escape they'd wish. But John and his men shot them dead like a barrel full of fish. Devil John went back into retirement. He was growing old. The old feud was forgotten when coal turned to black gold. Wherever he laid his head, old John would slumber, spending his days clearing land and selling the lumber. When writers asked him about his life, he was rarely rude. He spun yarns about antebellum strife and living by the feud. Finally, in the winter of 1931, the old man passed on, leaving the mountain legend of a lawman called Devil John.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Voices of the Writers, located at eatsleepwrite.net, bringing you a new dimension of poetry, songwriters, vignettes and stories with music and sounds, for Eat, Sleep, Write. We would like to hear from you. Engage with us. Send your comments and questions to comments@eatsleepwrite.net, or leave a comment at the end of the podcast page. Join us again for Voices of the Writers on Eat, Sleep, Write.